the game of the rich. My rich dad taught me, you know it because you're the banker. The bankers and the rich play is different than what they teach you in school.
Ever found yourself staring at your bank account, wondering where all your hard-earned cash disappeared to? It's a scenario we've all been in, trust me, you're not alone. But fear not, because today, we're diving headfirst into the world of budgeting basics. Yup, you heard that right. We're tackling everything from tracking your expenses to setting financial goals, all in the pursuit of mastering the art of managing your money wisely. So what exactly is budgeting, and why should you care? Well, think of it as your ticket to financial freedom, the key to unlocking your dreams and goals. And hey, who doesn't want a life free from the shackles of financial stress, am I right? But hold up. Before you dismiss budgeting as some dull, restrictive chore, let me set the record straight. It's not just for those on a shoestring budget, it's for everyone, regardless of income level. So buckle up, guys, because we're about to shatter some common budgeting myths and arm you with the tools you need to take control of your finances. And one more thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community of money-savvy individuals. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the wealth of knowledge we've got in store for you. Let's get started. All right, let's embark on the first leg of our financial journey, getting to know your income like the back of your hand. Now, when we talk about income, we're not just talking about the number that pops up on your paycheck. No, we're diving deep into the nitty-gritty, think taxes, deductions, and all that jazz. So picture this. Your net income is like the shiny treasure you uncover after navigating through the murky waters of taxes and deductions. It's the real deal, the amount you actually take home at the end of the day. Now, how do you unearth this treasure trove of cash? Well, you could start by taking a peek at your trusty old pay stub. It's like your financial roadmap, guiding you through the twists and turns of your earnings and deductions. But wait, there's more. In this digital age, many companies offer online portals where you can dig even deeper into your financial details. It's like having a backstage pass to your paycheck, giving you access to all the juicy info you need to make informed decisions about your money. Now let's talk side hustles, shall we? Whether you're moonlighting as a freelance writer or slinging lattes at the local coffee shop, those extra streams of income can really sweeten the pot. And hey, the best part is, you get to factor in all that dough when you're crunching the numbers for your budget. But why is understanding your income so darn important? Well, think of it like this. Your income is the cornerstone of your financial fortress. Without a solid grasp of what's coming in, it's like building a house on shaky ground. And if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't sweat it. We've all been there. But trust us when we say that taking the time to get to know your income is like putting on your financial superhero cape. It's a game changer. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of tracking your expenses. Picture this, you're cruising through life, swiping your card here and there. But do you really know where all that hard-earned cash is going? That's where expense tracking swoops in to save the day. Now you might be wondering, how do I even start tracking my expenses? Fear not, we've got you covered. There are a few different ways to go about it, so pick your poison. Some people swear by the old-school pen and paper method. Nothing beats jotting down those expenses as they come in, right? But hey, if you're more of a tech-savvy individual, we've got some options for you too. Budgeting apps. These little gems are like your financial sidekick, keeping tabs on every dollar you spend. And the best part? They're usually free and super user-friendly, so you don't need a degree in rocket science to navigate them. Now, here's the kicker, understanding those expense categories. We're not just talking about the big-ticket items like rent or groceries, we're diving deep into the world of fixed versus variable expenses. Think of fixed expenses as those recurring bills that stay the same month after month, like your Netflix subscription or your gym membership. On the flip side, variable expenses are a bit more, well, variable. These are the things that fluctuate from month to month, like dining out or splurging on that new pair of shoes. By breaking down your expenses into these categories, you'll start to see patterns emerge, and trust us, knowledge is power when it comes to budgeting. Whether you're old school with pen and paper or tech savvy with budgeting apps, the key is to stay consistent and stay curious about where your money is going. After all, every penny counts when it comes to mastering your finances. All right, let's dive into the world of expense analysis. Here's the deal. You've got your monthly spending laid out in front of you, and it's time to break it down like a boss. We're talking about categorizing expenses, putting them into neat little buckets to see where your hard-earned cash is really going. First up, let's talk about necessities. You know, the stuff you absolutely can't live without. We're talking rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, and transportation. These are the things that keep the lights on and the fridge stocked. They're non-negotiables, plain and simple. But then there are the extras, the little indulgences that can add up faster than you can say, budget. We're talking about dining out, subscription services, impulse buys, anything that falls into the nice-to-have category. And hey, we're not saying you should cut out all the fun stuff, but it's important to be honest with yourself about where your money is really going. Now let's get down to brass tacks with some examples. Maybe you're dropping a small fortune on your morning coffee habit when a homemade brew would do just fine. Or perhaps those monthly subscription services are eating up more of your paycheck than you realized. It's all about identifying those spending habits that might be holding you back from reaching your financial goals. But here's the thing. Facing your spending reality isn't always a walk in the park. It can be tough to admit where you might be going wrong. But trust us, it's worth it. Because once you shine a light on those spending habits, you can start making meaningful changes that'll set you up for financial success down the road. So grab a pen, grab a calculator, and let's get to work. We're here to guide you every step of the way, offering practical tips and plenty of encouragement along the journey to financial freedom. I hope this video is useful for you. If you want more videos like this, please comment "video" and I'll keep making them. Now let's talk dreams, financial dreams that is. We're diving into the world of setting goals, both short-term and long-term, because hey, budgeting basics are all about making those dreams a reality. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say financial goals? Well, think of them as your destination on this wild ride called life. Whether it's that dream vacation or kicking back in retirement, setting goals gives your budgeting journey purpose and direction. Let's break it down, shall we? Short-term goals are like those quick wins that keep you motivated along the way. Maybe it's saving up for a weekend getaway, or finally splurging on that fancy coffee machine you've had your eye on. These goals are all about the here and now, giving you something tangible to work towards. Now, on to the long-term goals. Think big, folks. We're talking about retirement, buying a home, maybe even starting your own business. These are the dreams that light a fire in your belly, the ones that keep you hustling day in and day out. But here's the kicker. Setting goals isn't just about dreaming big, it's about making a plan to get there. That's where budgeting comes into play. By prioritizing your spending and cutting out the fluff, you can free up cash to put towards those goals. So how do you make sure your goals are on point? Well, we've got a little trick up our sleeves. It's called SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. These are the keys to setting goals that stick. Let's put it all together now, shall we? Budgeting basics and setting financial goals, it's like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. So go ahead, dream big, set those goals, and watch as your budgeting journey takes you places you never thought possible. And remember, guys, managing your money wisely isn't just about pinching pennies. It's about living your best life on your own terms. All right, get ready to dive into one of the most popular budgeting methods out there, the illustrious 50-30-20 rule. Now, don't let the numbers throw you off. We're about to unravel this mystery and make budgeting a breeze. So, what exactly is the 50-30-20 rule? Well, it's a simple yet powerful guideline for managing your money like a pro. Here's the lowdown. You divide your income into 3 buckets, each with its own purpose and allocation. First up, we've got the essentials, the things you absolutely can't live without. We're talking about rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, and transportation. These are your must-haves, the non-negotiables of your budget. And according to the 50-30-20 rule, you should aim to spend around 50% of your income on these necessities. Now, on to the fun stuff, your wants. This is where things get interesting. We're talking about dining out, entertainment, that new pair of shoes you've been eyeing. Basically, anything that brings a little joy and excitement into your life. With the 50-30-20 rule, you're looking at allocating around 30% of your income to these discretionary expenses. It's all about striking a balance between enjoying life and being financially responsible. Last but certainly not least, we've got the savings and debt repayment category. This is where you lay the foundation for your future financial success. Whether you're building up your emergency fund, saving for a big-ticket purchase, or paying down debt, this category is crucial. According to the 50-30-20 rule, you should aim to allocate around 20% of your income to savings and debt repayment. Now, here's the beauty of the 50-30-20 rule. It's flexible. Life happens, and your financial priorities may shift from month to month. Maybe you need to adjust your spending in one category to accommodate unexpected expenses or changes in income. And that's okay. The key is to stay mindful of your financial goals and make adjustments as needed. It's a simple yet effective tool for taking control of your finances and achieving your financial goals. Now let's dive into a topic that's crucial for mastering the art of budgeting, prioritizing needs versus wants. Picture this, you've got a limited amount of cash to spend each month. How do you decide where it goes? Well, that's where the magic of prioritization comes into play. First things first, let's break it down. Needs? Those are the must-haves, the things you simply can't live without. We're talking about the basics here, stuff like a roof over your head, food on the table, and a way to get around town. These are the essentials, the things that keep you ticking day in and day out. Now, on to wants. Think of wants as the cherry on top, the nice-to-haves that add a little extra sparkle to life. Dining out at your favorite restaurant, catching the latest blockbuster at the movies, splurging on that designer handbag you've been eyeing for weeks. These are the things that make life fun and exciting. But here's the kicker. When money's tight, you've got to make some tough choices. Sure, that new gadget might seem tempting, but is it really worth sacrificing your financial stability? That's where prioritization comes in handy. It's all about weighing the pros and cons, separating the must-haves from the nice-to-haves, and making smart decisions with your hard-earned cash. So, how do you know where to draw the line? Well, it's all about finding the right balance. Sure, you might have to cut back on some of those luxury expenses, but that doesn't mean you have to live like a hermit. It's all about finding creative ways to indulge in the things you love without breaking the bank. At the end of the day, mastering the art of prioritization is key to financial success. So go ahead, take a good hard look at your spending habits, and ask yourself, are you prioritizing your needs over your wants? All right, let's talk about one of the most important aspects of financial security, building an emergency fund. Picture this, you're cruising along, everything's hunky-dory, and then bam. Life throws you a curveball, a busted water heater, a surprise medical bill, you name it. That's where your emergency fund swoops in to save the day. So, what exactly is this magical emergency fund? Think of it as your financial safety net, your cushion for when the unexpected comes knocking. We're talking about setting aside enough cash to cover your living expenses for, say, 3 to 6 months. It's like having your own personal superhero ready to leap into action when disaster strikes. Now, how do you go about building this superhero fund, you ask? Well, first things first, consistency is key. You'll want to make it a habit to squirrel away a portion of your paycheck each month. We're talking automatic transfers, folks, set it and forget it. Before you know it, you'll have a tidy sum tucked away for a rainy day. But where should you stash this emergency cash? The age-old question. While stuffing it under your mattress might seem tempting, hey, no judgment here, We recommend parking it in a high-yield savings account. Not only will your money be safe and sound, but it'll also earn a bit of interest along the way. Talk about a win-win. And hey, if you're thinking, but I've got bills to pay and dreams to chase, how am I supposed to save? Fear not, dear viewer. We're all about finding creative ways to trim the fat and beef up that emergency fund. From cutting back on unnecessary expenses to picking up a side hustle, there are plenty of tricks up our sleeve. Now, let's tackle that pesky debt monster, shall we? Now, when it comes to paying off debt, there are a couple of tried and true strategies, the snowball method and the avalanche method. Let's break it down in terms even your grandma would understand. First up, we've got the snowball method. Picture this. You've got a bunch of debt staring you down, credit cards, student loans, you name it. With the snowball method, you start by tackling the smallest debt first, while making minimum payments on the rest. It's all about that quick win. Once you've knocked out that first debt, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt and so on and so forth. It's like building a snowball, starting small and watching it grow as you gain momentum. Before you know it, you've plowed through all your debts and you're debt-free. Now, onto the avalanche method. Imagine you're standing at the foot of a mountain of debt, daunting, right? Well, with the avalanche method, you're ready to conquer it like a pro. Instead of starting with the smallest debt, you tackle the one with the highest interest rate first. Why? Because that's where you're bleeding money, my friend. By focusing on the debt that's racking up the most interest, you'll save yourself a boatload of cash in the long run. Sure, it might not give you that instant gratification of the snowball method, but hey, it's all about playing the long game, right? Now, which method is right for you? Well, that's where the magic happens. Some people thrive on the quick wins of the snowball method, while others are all about saving those pennies with the avalanche method. It's like choosing between a sprint and a marathon. Both will get you to the finish line, but it's all about finding the pace that works for you. Whether you're rolling with the snowball or conquering the avalanche, just remember, with a little determination and a whole lot of budgeting know-how, you'll be debt-free in no time. And that's how you manage your money wisely. All right, now we're diving into the world of savvy savings hacks. Think of it as your passport to penny-pinching paradise. We're not talking about sacrificing your morning coffee or skipping out on your favorite treats. Nope, we're all about finding those clever little tricks to trim down your expenses without cramping your style. Picture this, you stroll into the grocery store armed with your trusty list and a handful of coupons. Sounds like a recipe for saving success, right? Well, you'd be spot on. Meal prepping is where it's at, folks. Spend a little time planning out your meals for the week and watch those grocery bills shrink faster than you can say, "Extra guac, please." But wait, there's more. Ever heard of the joy of bulk buying? It's like hitting the savings jackpot. Stocking up on essentials in bulk can save you a pretty penny in the long run. Plus, you'll never have to worry about running out of toilet paper mid-roll again. Now let's talk dining out. We're all guilty of indulging in a little restaurant therapy from time to time, but those bills can add up faster than you can say, "Check, please." Fear not, budget warriors. We've got a trick up our sleeve, dining out deals. Keep an eye out for those happy hour specials or snag a sweet deal with a coupon. Your wallet will thank you later. And hey, who says entertainment has to break the bank? From movie nights at home to exploring the great outdoors, there's no shortage of budget-friendly fun to be had. So go ahead, get creative, and watch those expenses dwindle down while your enjoyment soars sky high. As the legendary Warren Buffett once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." Wise words indeed. So go forth, my fellow budget warriors, armed with these savvy savings tips, and watch your bank account flourish like never before. Now we're about to debunk a myth. Budgeting doesn't mean bidding farewell to fun. Nope, not even close. In fact, it's all about finding clever ways to enjoy life without breaking the bank. Picture this. You've got a hobby you absolutely love. Let's say it's photography. Now, you might think that pursuing your passion means shelling out big bucks for fancy gear and expensive workshops. But hold up, because there's a smarter way to do it. Take a page out of the playbook of self-made millionaire, Chris Guillebeau. This guy is all about living life on your own terms, and he's proof that you can turn your passions into profit without draining your bank account. Back in the day, Chris wanted to visit every country in the world before he turned 35. Crazy, right? But here's the kicker. He managed to pull it off without blowing his budget sky high. How? By leveraging his skills and resources to fund his adventures. From writing books to hosting workshops, Chris found creative ways to finance his globe-trotting dreams, all while staying true to his passion for exploration. So, what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Budgeting isn't about depriving yourself. It's about getting creative and finding alternatives. Maybe it's swapping pricey gym memberships for outdoor workouts or hosting potluck dinners instead of splurging on fancy restaurants. Whatever floats your boat, there's always a budget-friendly way to indulge in the things you love. And hey, let's not forget about the power of mindful spending. Ever heard of legendary business mogul Oprah Winfrey? Of course you have. This powerhouse knows a thing or two about getting the most bang for her buck. Whether she's splurging on a luxury item or treating herself to a well-deserved vacation, Oprah always makes sure it's worth every penny. She's all about investing in experiences that bring joy and fulfillment. Now that's what we call smart spending. It's all about finding balance, getting creative, and making every dollar count. Who knows? With a little ingenuity and a whole lot of determination, you might just find that living within your means is the key to unlocking a life of abundance. All right, it's time to talk tools and resources to level up your budgeting game. We've got a whole arsenal of goodies to share with you, so grab a pen and paper, let's dive in. First up, let's talk budgeting apps. Now, these little gems are like having a personal finance guru right in your pocket. From tracking your spending to setting goals, there's an app for pretty much everything. And the best part? Many of them are free. We're talking user-friendly interfaces and handy features that'll have you budgeting like a pro in no time. But hey, maybe apps aren't your thing, and that's totally cool. We've also got a treasure trove of online resources at your disposal. Think budgeting blogs, forums, and even good old-fashioned spreadsheets. Whether you're a tech whiz or a pen and paper purist, there's something out there to suit your style. Now, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed and in need of some personalized guidance, fear not. Financial advisors are here to save the day. These financial wizards can help you craft a budget that's tailored to your unique needs and goals. Sure, it might cost you a bit of dough, but think of it as an investment in your financial future. And here's a pro tip for you. Don't be afraid to mix and match. Maybe you love the simplicity of a budgeting app, but crave the personalized touch of a financial advisor. Go ahead, experiment, and find the combo that works best for you. All right, let's talk about the real deal, sticking to your budget and building those money-smart habits. Now, I know it can feel like a bit of a challenge at times, but trust me, with a little bit of discipline and a whole lot of determination, you've got this. So, first things first, consistency is key. Think of budgeting like a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about staying on track day in and day out, even when those impulse buys start calling your name. But hey, we're all human, right? Slip-ups happen. Maybe you splurge on that fancy coffee or treat yourself to a little shopping spree. It's all good, just dust yourself off and get back on that budgeting horse. Now, let's talk about tracking your progress. This isn't just about crunching numbers, it's about seeing how far you've come. Celebrate those small wins, whether it's paying off a chunk of debt or hitting a savings milestone. You deserve it! And hey, speaking of milestones, set yourself some goals. Maybe you want to save up for that dream vacation or finally pay off those student loans. Whatever it is, having something to strive for will keep you motivated and focused. But let's not forget about support. Surround yourself with people who've got your back, whether it's friends, family, or even online communities. Having a support system can make all the difference when the going gets tough. And finally, Remember this: Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your financial empire. Building those money-smart habits takes time, patience, and a whole lot of perseverance. And that's a wrap on today's exploration of budgeting basics. Remember, mastering how to manage your money wisely is the key to financial success. So, whether you're diving into the world of budgeting for the first time or tuning your existing skills, keep those budgeting basics in mind. If this video was beneficial to you, make sure to check out my follow-up video for a comprehensive understanding that builds on what you've just learned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel. I appreciate your support and see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy financial and abundant life.